quyana We're going to start by learning our first word, which will be thank you. Now, first we're going to learn how to pronounce each letter. Then we're going to learn how to say the word, where it comes from, and all the different ways we can use this word. A lot more than just the word or phrase thank you in English. Now, why are we starting with learning how to pronounce each letter? If we were learning English, I wouldn't worry about how to pronounce the letter A. That's because I would have to tell you that in the word thanks, it sounds like A. In the word apple, it sounds like A. In the word about, it sounds like A. In the word any, it sounds like eh. And there's actually 5 more sounds the letter A can make in English. That's because English is not written how it sounds. In Yupik, every word is written exactly how it sounds. The only reason why it might not seem like it at first is because Yupik has a rhythm of stress. Now, this pattern throughout the language is so perfect, it doesn't need to be written down because we can learn the pattern and then we'll be able to read every word correctly, even if we've never heard that word before. Now, that's why it's so important to learn how to pronounce each letter. So first, let's start with the letter A. In Yupik, there's a short sound and a long sound. The short sound is written as 1 A. The long sound is written as 2 A's. We have and ah. Ah. Now, like I said, there's a pattern to this language, a rhythm. And when that rhythm falls on a single A, it can make it sound like 2 A's. So it'll be a long sound, but it's still just written as 1 A. And in later videos, we'll learn how to know when that happens. So sometimes we'll have ah. Now let's look at the letter U. The letter U sounds like the letter U in the English word blue. Ooh. Ooh. And 2 U's, the long sound, is simply longer. Ooh, 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 ooh. Now let's learn the letter Q. Now this is one of the hardest sounds to pronounce when we're learning. Let's look at our tongue. So here's a diagram of our tongue in our mouth when it's relaxed. Now notice that our tongue isn't touching our teeth or the top of our mouth. But now when we pronounce the letter Q in English, maybe try saying the word quick. Quick. And now try to hold on to that Q at the beginning and feel where your tongue is at. Quick. Your tongue is at the top of your mouth. It's holding back air for a second, then it's letting it go to make that qu sound. Quick. But now in Yupik, our tongue is not going to be at the top of our mouth. Instead, our tongue is at the back of our mouth, like this. And it sounds like Now, when we're first learning, our tongue won't even have the muscles it needs built up to be able to do this. We're going to have to build up those muscles over time, and someday soon we're going to be able to say, that's the Q. So try pronouncing it as deep in your throat as you can. You can't really make this sound too deep in your throat. It's as far back as you can get. This was our first letter in our word. The next letter is the letter U. So now we have our first syllable, which is oo. Ooh. Next, we have a Y, which is like an English Y. Then we have an A. Now this A is going to be pronounced long, right? As if it's 2 A's, but it's not written that way. So it's going to be pronounced ah. So we have ya. So together it's ya, ya. Now we have an N and then another A, but this A is just pronounced our short A sound. So now we have na, and all together it's ya na, ya na. So we say quyana, quyana. Thank you. Now let's learn where this word comes from. First, a fun fact. In Yupik, what we in English would call an entire sentence can be one word. And we actually say it in the same order as we do in English, except it's exactly backwards. So like we see here, this word actually means you are causing thankfulness. But really the order we say it in Yupik is thankfulness causing are you. At the beginning of this word, we have the word quyana. So this is where the word quyana comes from. It's shortened, and when we tell someone quyana, they understand if maybe they've given something to us or they've done something nice for us. We're saying thank you. But now this word can be used a lot more, because if we change this ending and make a different word, maybe like this one, now this means that is causing thankfulness. So now it's like saying that's nice, or that's good, or even that's cool. So we could ask somebody in Yupik, how are you doing? And they can say, I'm doing good. And then we can say, quyana. That's good. Now, if we're saying that something is causing thankfulness, obviously that must mean we're thankful or we're glad. Like at the beginning of this video, I said quyana, that apparently you guys really want to learn how to speak in the Yupik language. So I would translate that as, I'm glad. So now don't be afraid to start using the word quyana. And in our next video, we're going to learn a greeting. Quyana.